You wake up tomorrow morning, and the first thing you tell yourself is that you're already behind. Before your feet touch the floor, before anyone speaks to you, before the world asks anything of you at all, you've already decided that today will be difficult. And then it is. Most people believe they have bad days because of traffic or stress or other people's moods. But the real problem begins much earlier. It begins in that silent moment between sleep and wakefulness, when no one is watching, when the phone hasn't buzzed yet, when the world is still quiet. In that brief window, you speak to yourself, and what you say in those first 60 seconds shapes everything that follows. This isn't about motivation. It's about something quieter and far more powerful. It's about the unguarded mind and what enters it before the day begins. There is a moment every morning that most people miss entirely. It happens in the space between dreaming and waking, when consciousness returns but the defenses of the mind have not yet formed. In that moment, the subconscious is wide open. It doesn't analyze. It doesn't question. It simply absorbs. When you wake and immediately think, "I'm exhausted," or "this is going to be hard," or "I can't handle this," those words don't just pass through your mind. They land, they settle, they become the foundation upon which the entire day is built. A rushed, anxious sentence creates tension in the body. A self-critical thought sets a tone of inner conflict that you'll carry with you for hours without even realizing it. In Buddhist understanding, the morning mind is considered a gateway. What passes through that gateway in the first moments of the day determines the quality of awareness you'll carry forward. Not because words have magic, but because the mind, in that unguarded state, believes what it hears, especially when it hears it from you. This is why mornings matter, not because of routines or rituals, but because of receptivity. The mind is soft, the nervous system is calm, and what you plant in that soil grows quickly. Think about it this way. When you fall asleep at night, the mind gradually releases its grip on the world. The stories you tell yourself, the judgments you carry, the identities you defend, all of these soften and dissolve. Sleep is a kind of forgetting. And when you wake, there's a brief moment before all of that comes rushing back, before you remember who you're supposed to be, what you're supposed to worry about, what yesterday left unfinished. That moment is precious, because in that moment you have a choice. You can let the old patterns return automatically, or you can choose what enters first. You can choose the first thought, the first feeling, the first direction. Most people don't realize they have this choice. They wake up and the mind immediately floods with everything that's wrong, everything that needs fixing, everything that's incomplete. And by the time they're fully awake, the day has already been shaped by anxiety, by pressure, by that low hum of inner resistance. But it doesn't have to be this way. The first moment of the day doesn't belong to your responsibilities or your worries or your past. It belongs to you, and how you use it determines everything that follows. Now let's talk about affirmations, because the word itself carries a lot of baggage. For many people, affirmations sound like forced positivity or self-deception. They imagine someone standing in front of a mirror saying things they don't believe, hoping repetition will make them true. And when it doesn't work, they conclude that affirmations are useless. But that's not what an affirmation really is. An affirmation is not a lie you tell yourself until you believe it. It's not a command to feel something you don't feel. It's a direction for the mind, a gentle inner instruction. It's the difference between letting your thoughts wander aimlessly through worry and fear and choosing with intention where you place your attention. Words themselves hold no power. but the state of being from which they are spoken does. When you speak to yourself from a place of calm, even a simple sentence can shift your entire inner landscape. When you speak from agitation, even the most beautiful affirmation will dissolve into noise. This is the part that most people miss. They try affirmations once or twice, feel nothing, and give up. But the failure isn't in the practice, it's in the conditions under which the practice was attempted. The difference between an affirmation that works and one that doesn't isn't the words themselves, it's the soil they're planted in. If the soil is rocky, if it's dry, if it's full of weeds, nothing will grow. But if the soil is prepared, if it's soft and receptive, even the smallest seed will take root. So before we talk about what to say, we need to talk about how to create the conditions for those words to be received. Because without the right conditions, affirmations are just noise. But with the right conditions, they become something much more powerful. They become a way of reshaping your inner world from the ground up. Let's be clear about the 3 most common mistakes that make affirmations fail. The first mistake is speaking while the mind is agitated. If your nervous system is already activated, if your thoughts are racing, if your body is tense, words cannot settle. They bounce off the surface like stones thrown onto choppy water. The mind listens only when it is calm enough to hear. You cannot speak peace into chaos. You have to create the conditions for peace first. This is not a small point. Many people wake up, feel anxious, and immediately try to counter that anxiety with positive words. But anxiety is a physiological state. It lives in the body, in the breath, in the nervous system. And words alone cannot override that. The body has to settle first. The breath has to slow. The nervous system has to come down from its heightened state. Only then can the mind receive anything. Think of it like trying to plant seeds in a storm. The wind will scatter them. The rain will wash them away. Nothing will take root. But if you wait until the storm passes, if you prepare the ground first, then the seeds have a chance to grow. The second mistake is using affirmations that don't match your actual state. If you're exhausted and you tell yourself, "I am overflowing with energy," the mind rejects it immediately, not because it's negative, but because it's not true. The gap between the affirmation and your lived experience is too wide. The mind knows when it's being lied to. Affirmations must be honest. They must meet you where you are, not where you wish you were. If you're tired, you don't need to pretend you're not. You need to affirm something true. I am resting as much as I can. I am gentle with myself today. I am moving at the pace my body needs. These affirmations acknowledge reality while still offering direction. This is a subtle but crucial distinction. An affirmation doesn't have to deny what's true in order to be helpful. It just has to point you toward a better way of holding what's true. If you're tired, denying it won't help, but choosing to be gentle with yourself about being tired, that changes everything. The third mistake is speaking without feeling. The mind doesn't respond to words alone. It responds to the emotional and physical state that accompanies those words. If you say, "I am calm," but your jaw is clenched and your breath is shallow, the body contradicts the message. The mind listens only when body, breath, and word align. This is why affirmations are not just mental exercises. They're whole body practices. You have to feel what you're saying. You have to let the words resonate through you, not just echo in your head. When you say, "I am calm," your body needs to soften. Your breath needs to slow. Your face needs to relax. The affirmation has to be true in your body before it can become true in your mind. So, if affirmations have failed you before, It's likely because one of these three conditions was missing, and that's not your fault. No one teaches this. We're told what to say, but not how to say it. We're given the words, but not the understanding that makes those words meaningful. But now you know, and knowing changes everything. Here is the practice. It takes 5 minutes. Not 5 minutes of rushing through sentences, but 5 minutes of real presence. 5 minutes where you are not trying to get anywhere or become anyone. You are simply setting a direction for the day. The first minute is for the body. Sit or lie down. Close your eyes. Bring your attention to your breathing. Not controlling it, not deepening it, just noticing it. Feel the rise and fall of your chest. Feel the coolness of the inhale and the warmth of the exhale. The goal here is not relaxation. The goal is presence. You are bringing the body into this moment, into this breath. When the body is present, the mind can follow. If your mind wanders, that's fine. That's normal. That's what minds do. Just bring it back, gently, without judgment. The act of returning is the practice. Each time you notice you've drifted and you bring your attention back to the breath, you're strengthening your capacity to stay present. You're training the mind to come home to the body. This first minute might feel like nothing is happening. You might feel restless or distracted or impatient. That's okay. The point is not to feel a certain way. The point is simply to be here. To anchor your awareness in something real and steady. The breath is always real. It's always steady. And when you anchor yourself there, everything else becomes easier. The second minute is for stillness. Complete stillness. No thinking, no planning, no analyzing. You're not trying to solve anything or figure anything out. You're simply here, sensing, listening, allowing the mental noise to settle on its own. This is harder than it sounds. The mind is used to constant activity. It's used to planning, rehearsing, worrying. And when you ask it to be still, it often resists. Thoughts will come, memories, plans, worries. That's normal. You're not trying to stop them. You're just not engaging with them. Let them pass like clouds across the sky. Don't grab onto them. Don't follow them. Just let them move through. This stillness is not emptiness. It's fullness. It's being so completely present that there's no room for anything else. And in that fullness, something shifts. The urgency fades. The pressure eases. And you remember that you don't have to carry everything at once. You only have to be here, right now, in this moment. The third and fourth minutes are for planting the seed. This is where you speak, slowly, clearly. With full attention, choose one affirmation at a time. Say it aloud or silently, but say it as if you mean it. Feel the words as you speak them. Let them resonate. Don't rush to the next one. Let each sentence land before moving forward. This is not about quantity, it's about quality. One affirmation spoken with full presence is worth more than 10 spoken mechanically. So take your time, let each word settle, let it become real in your body before you move on. If you're saying, "I am calm," let your body soften as you say it. Let your breath slow. Let the calmness become real, even if just for a moment. And if the words feel empty at first, that's okay. Keep speaking them. Keep feeling into them. Sometimes it takes a few repetitions for the mind to catch up. Sometimes you have to speak the truth before you can feel the truth. But eventually, with patience, the words and the feeling align. And when they do, that's when everything changes. The fifth minute is for setting direction. Not goals, not outcomes, not what you hope will happen, but how you intend to live this day. what state of being you want to carry. Will you move through today with patience, with curiosity, with compassion? Choose one quality and hold it gently in your awareness. This is your anchor. This is not a promise you make to yourself. It's not a commitment you'll feel guilty about breaking. It's simply an intention, a direction. And if you lose sight of it during the day, that's fine. You can always come back to it. The intention is not there to judge you. It's there to guide you. It's there to remind you, when things get difficult, what matters most. Now, let's move through the 7 affirmations, not as a checklist, but as a flowing practice. Each one serves a different part of your inner life. Each one addresses a specific form of suffering, and together they create a foundation of clarity and calm. The first affirmation is about the breath. I am calm through the breath. This one is for anxiety, for restlessness, for that background hum of mental noise that never quite stops. The practice is simple. Breathe slowly and naturally. Don't force anything. Don't try to control the breath. Just let it move through you. The breath is always here. It's always steady. And when you anchor your attention to it, the mind begins to settle. This is not about becoming someone who never feels anxious. It's about remembering that beneath the anxiety, there is always the breath. And the breath is always calm. When you feel your thoughts spiraling, when you feel tension rising in your chest, when the day starts to feel overwhelming, come back to this. I am calm through the breath, not as a command, but as a reminder. The breath is your anchor. It's always available. It's always steady, and it will always bring you back. You don't have to fix the anxiety. You don't have to make it go away. You just have to remember that there's something underneath it that's always calm, always steady, always here. And when you connect with that, the anxiety doesn't disappear, but it stops controlling you. It becomes something you're experiencing, not something you are. The second affirmation is about gratitude. I am grateful for what is present. This one is for dissatisfaction, for comparison, for that chronic sense that life is always lacking something. The practice is to acknowledge what is actually here, not grand things, not achievements, just small, concrete, undeniable things. The warmth of the blanket, the light coming through the window, the fact that you woke up, the water you drink, the floor beneath your feet. But they are, and when you acknowledge them, something shifts. Not dramatically, but noticeably. Gratitude is not about pretending everything is perfect. It's about seeing clearly what is real. And what is real is that you have enough. Right now, in this moment, you have enough. Not everything you want, not everything you think you need, but enough. And enough is a powerful place to start the day from. When you begin from enough, you stop grasping, you stop forcing, you stop living with that constant, low-grade anxiety that whispers you're falling behind. Instead, you move through the day from a place of fullness rather than lack. And that changes everything. It changes how you see opportunities, how you respond to challenges, how you treat yourself and others. Gratitude doesn't solve your problems, but it changes your relationship to them. Instead of seeing your life as a series of deficiencies that need to be fixed, you start seeing it as something whole and sufficient, even with its imperfections. And from that place of sufficiency, real growth becomes possible. The third affirmation is about trust. I trust in life's process. This one is for uncertainty, for frustration, for the exhausting need to control every outcome. The practice is to release the grip, not recklessly, not passively, But with understanding, you don't need to see the entire path. You only need to see the next step. Trust doesn't mean believing everything will work out the way you want. It means believing that whatever happens, you will meet it. You will respond. You will continue. Trust is not naive, it's wise. It's the recognition that you've already survived every difficult moment you've ever faced, every loss, every disappointment, every fear. You're still here. And that's not luck. That's resilience. That's your capacity to adapt, to learn, to keep moving forward even when you don't know where the path leads. When you practice this affirmation, you're not asking yourself to stop planning or to stop trying. You're just releasing the illusion that you can control outcomes. You can control your effort. You can control your attention. You can control your response, but you cannot control results. And trying to do so only creates suffering. So instead, you trust. You do what you can. You take the next step. And you trust that the path will reveal itself as you walk it. Not because life is fair, or because good things always happen to good people, but because you've proven to yourself over and over that you can handle whatever comes. And that's all the trust you need. The fourth affirmation is about self-compassion. I speak to myself with kindness. This one is for perfectionism, for guilt, for that harsh inner voice that never seems satisfied. The practice is to notice how you talk to yourself. Really notice. Would you speak to a child that way? Would you speak to a friend that way? Would you speak to anyone you cared about with that level of harshness, that constant criticism, that relentless judgment? Probably not. So why speak to yourself that way? Self-compassion is not self-indulgence. It's not lowering your standards. It's not making excuses. It's recognizing that you are human and that cruelty, even self-directed cruelty, does not make you better. It only makes you smaller. It only makes you more afraid. When you speak to yourself with kindness, you create space for growth. You create safety. And from that safety, real change becomes possible. Not change driven by fear or shame, but change driven by understanding and care. So, when you notice that harsh voice rising, pause, take a breath, and speak to yourself as a patient teacher would. With firmness, yes. With clarity about what needs to improve, but also with kindness, with the recognition that you're doing your best with what you have right now, and that's enough. It really is. The fifth affirmation is about presence. I am here in this moment. This one is for overthinking, for distraction, for the mental fatigue that comes from living everywhere except where you actually are. The practice is to ground your attention through the senses. What do you hear right now? Not what you're thinking about, not what you're planning. What do you actually hear? The hum of the refrigerator, the sound of your own breathing, birds outside, traffic in the distance. What do you feel? The weight of your body, the texture of fabric against your skin, the temperature of the air. Not thinking about these things, not analyzing them, just noticing. This is presence. It's not complicated. It's not mystical. It's simply being where you are. Presence is not something you achieve once and then maintain forever. It's something you return to, again and again, 1,000 times a day if necessary. And each time you return, the mind strengthens its ability to stay. The neural pathways of presence become stronger. And over time, presence becomes more natural, more accessible, more stable. Most of your suffering happens when you're not present, when you're rehearsing the past or worrying about the future, when you're comparing yourself to others or judging yourself against impossible standards. But when you're truly here, in this moment, most of that suffering dissolves. Not because the moment is perfect, but because you're not adding layers of thought and judgment onto it. You're just here. And here is usually okay. The sixth affirmation is about release. I let go of what I cannot control. This one is for over-efforting, for resistance, for the exhausting belief that if you just try hard enough, you can force life to cooperate. The practice is threefold. First, acknowledge what you're holding. Name it. I'm holding on to this worry about money. I'm holding on to this resentment toward that person. I'm holding on to this need for everything to go perfectly. Just name it. Bring it into awareness. Then, accept that it is beyond your control. Not with resignation, but with clarity. You cannot control other people's choices. You cannot control economic forces. You cannot control time. These things are simply beyond your reach, and pretending otherwise only creates suffering. And finally, release it. Not forever, not permanently, just for now, just for this breath. Let it go. Open your hands, soften your grip, and if it returns, which it probably will, let it go again. Letting go is not giving up. It's freeing energy for what actually matters. It's redirecting your effort from trying to control the uncontrollable to engaging with what's actually within your power. And what's within your power is always enough. You can't control whether you get the job, but you can control how well you prepare for the interview. You can't control whether someone loves you back, but you can control whether you're honest and kind. You can't control the outcome, but you can always control your effort and your integrity. And when you focus there, when you let go of the rest, you stop exhausting yourself trying to move mountains that were never yours to move. The seventh affirmation is about inner light. I recognize the light within me. This one is for loss of direction, for inner emptiness, for those moments when you forget why any of this matters. The practice is simple visualization without judgment. Imagine a small light at the center of your chest. Not bright, not overwhelming, just steady. That light is your values, your meaning, your deepest sense of who you are beneath all the noise. It doesn't need to be seen by anyone else. It doesn't need to accomplish anything. It just needs to be there, and it is, always. Even on your worst days, that light is present. Even when you can't feel it, it's there. It's the part of you that cares, the part that tries, the part that keeps showing up even when everything feels pointless. That's the light. And recognizing it, acknowledging it, is a practice of remembering what matters. This light is not something you have to create or earn or prove. It's already there. It's always been there. It's what makes you get up in the morning, even when you're tired. It's what makes you care about doing things well, even when no one's watching. It's what makes you kind, even when kindness isn't rewarded. That's your light, and all you have to do is remember it's there. These 7 affirmations are not separate practices. They flow into one another. Calm creates the stability you need to feel gratitude. Gratitude expands your perception so you can trust. Trust allows you to soften the inner voice with compassion. Compassion grounds you in presence. Presence frees you to let go. And letting go reveals the light that was always there. You don't practice them mechanically. You let them unfold naturally, one opening into the next, until they become a single continuous movement of awareness. Like a river flowing from calm to gratitude, to trust, to compassion, to presence, to release, to recognition. Each stage feeds the next. Each quality supports the others. And together, they create something whole. There is an old teaching about words and water. Imagine your mind as a still pond. Each word you speak is a stone dropped into that water. If the water is calm, the stone creates clear, harmonious ripples that spread evenly across the surface. If the water is agitated, the stone is swallowed by chaos, and no pattern emerges. The affirmations are the stones. Your inner stillness is the water. It's not repetition that makes this practice work. It's sincerity. It's the quality of attention you bring. It's the willingness to pause, to settle, to speak from a place of calm rather than urgency. When the mind is agitated, no words can reach it. When the mind is still, even the simplest sentence can change everything. You don't need to transform your entire life tomorrow morning. You don't need to fix everything that's broken or resolve every uncertainty. You only need to change how you begin the day, because every morning is a planting, and the mind responds honestly to what you sow. If you plant worry, you will harvest tension. If you plant criticism, you will harvest doubt. But if you plant calm, gratitude, trust, compassion, presence, release, and recognition of your own inner light, those are the qualities that will grow, not immediately, not perfectly, but gradually, quietly, with a steadiness that accumulates over time. The day begins long before the world asks anything of you. It begins in that silent moment when you first open your eyes. And what you say to yourself in that moment matters more than you think. So tomorrow morning, before you reach for your phone, before you start planning or worrying or judging, take 5 minutes. Settle your body, quiet your mind, speak with intention, and set a direction. The rest of the day will follow.